Singaporean men don't know how to make their girlfriends feel loved.
Well, I thought about romance and I a bit hot.
Second present, right? I crying. Why are Singaporean men better than Korean men? This is your daily Ketchup. Hello everybody, we're going to be talking about this video that recently went a little bit viral.
I love videos.
Where a Singaporean girl that's based in Korea, she basically answered a street interview and it's about dating in Korea as a Singaporean. I show you, I don't know if you have seen it. But
Never.
I have.
As a foreigner, what's dating like for you?
I came across it, yeah.
For me, I can speak Korean pretty fluently. So maybe it is easier for me to meet Korean guys.
John, she true or not?
They find that, initially they want to meet a foreigner, but the language barrier is a thing. I think it's kind of the same as every other country, just that there's a little bit of differences. Like Korean men are more attentive. They like to be more romantic and plan dates, which is what I really like. Because when I was back in Singapore and I dated like maybe Singaporean guys or Chinese guys, they don't really put that much thought into what you're going to do when you're together or how to make their partner feel loved. So that was a bit sad for me, and sometimes I feel a bit lonely.
okay.
Singaporean men don't know how to make their girlfriends feel loved. It's
They
my
never
takeaway.
put thoughts in dates.
Never put effort.
Like honestly, right, I've heard this before from some of my friends, right, where
Your girlfriend.
they a
About
bit
you?
sian about Singaporean, like dating Singaporean guys. So I wanted to figure it out today and see whether it's true or not. And then if that is the case, right, what exactly is being romantic? How to be romantic? Yeah. And so today we have a special colleague here.
안녕하세요.
She was in our Korean branch.
Yeah.
She was in Korea for about what, 4 minutes?
4 years. Okay.
She was born in...
Yeah, so like I'm fully Korean, but I've lived overseas for a really long time. So I haven't actually had much experience dating Korean men per se, but I've heard a lot of like stuff from like my Korean friends.
So before we get into talking about Singaporean men, right, I thought it would be interesting to compare and understand like what is it like to date in Korea first and what, like, cause a lot of people like oppa, right?
Stop acting.
Okay, first,
She act like
No one was saying it right.
before we get to the romantic part, I want to understand like whether there's really a difference between dating Korean men and Singaporean men.
I'm sure there is. But I feel like it's the same for like any other, like ethnicity or like countries. But I do feel like there is quite a big of difference from what I've seen. In general, I do feel like Korean men are more attentive to, say, like the small stuff, I think, for example, if you're like, obviously not all men, right? Oh, I can't believe I said that with my whole mouth. I can't believe I said that. But yeah, no, generally, for example, right? An example is like, maybe you're like drinking coffee with like, your date and like you have some foam, like on top of your mouth. Then he would like wipe it away for you or something like that.
I know. It's
Yeah.
like in the
Coffee
Korean
prince.
drama, right? They must kiss it off. Your face
What are you talking about?
Then the girl is like,
No, but what I keep hearing is that there's this thing called sense. Like
Sense?
in
Sense.
Korean, like sense. Like there are
they say
You
that.
swear
like I think there are certain things that like if this guy like checks all these boxes,
yes.
that he has sense.
Sense, so yes. I use that word a lot with my friends as well. It's like when someone has like sense, it means that they're very thoughtful. And
Is it a
they
Gen
kind
Z
of-
thing or it's Korean?
No, it's like a Korean thing. It's like in our
okay.
culture. It's like
Got riz.
like you think ahead, and you prepare something for someone.
Right.
Thoughtfulness lah.
Yeah, it's like
They have a term for it, which I think
Sensita.
we don't have.
Which is like singmok.
What?
Sengmok.
Like
What does that mean?
in Chinese it's 懂事. Yeah.
No, but 懂事 people use for children though. Like say like you're mature, you're mature thinking that kind.
No, but in the dating world or like when we evaluate people, right? Like for example, if there's a clique, right, and then someone brings in a new boyfriend, right? Then we will start evaluating said guy, right?
Yeah.
Then there is that also. Like if you are the new guy, you join the dinner, you try not to talk about yourself the whole night. Then these are people that are more sengmok.
So do we have sensi?
Sense, sense.
Sense.
No, I think
it's
sense
a
is the
sense,
kind that like your
sense.
girlfriend bend down to pick something, then you will block the
right.
table, that kind. So he have, you don't have.
But you make her bend.
Wow.
Like I drop my spoon, then I ask her pick up.
Hey, pick that up for me.
No, I saw a Korean
It's the
drama.
start of something new.
Let's say raining, like this sense men, right? They will always get their shoulder wet, right? Because when they hold umbrella, right, then they must like majority of the umbrella.
yeah.
Something like that.
Hello, more than 50% of you are not subscribed. Please help us by taking a few little seconds to tickle that subscribe button and it will laugh. Kuchi kuchi ku. On to the episode. And they have a lot of days to celebrate. For example, like 100 days, then you must do 100-day anniversary.
So, is there a particular significance for those days also? So, like, for example, like in maybe Singapore, we always talk about like, you 3 days already, then you or some shit like that. Right? Like, is it like in Korean culture, it's like 100 day, then we or like
It's more like a milestone, I think. It's like, oh, we've been together 100 days and then go out, celebrate, take photos,
are they also like from what I see from Korean drama also lah? It's like are they
You
very
watch Korean
How many
drama?
have you watched? Crash landing on you, Ania.
5?
Oh, damn.
It's quite a lot.
No, so do they like what is it called? PDA? It feels so strange like when I watch like certain shows, right? Then I pat your head also, right?
Yeah.
It's a big fucking deal.
Koreans love to pat head.
Yeah. From what I see in the shows. But
I
in
think they
Singapore it's
just
like nothing.
shy
Mah. Like your girlfriend,
No, but not girlfriend.
Like the girl you dating cannot.
But in those Korean drama plots, people always don't know they are dating, correct or not? Out of the 5, how many everybody know they are dating? No, they always secretly.
I don't
people
think
must
it's
not know.
I don't think it's common to see like Korean couples like kiss in public. I don't think I've seen that. But holding hands, like all that stuff it's very common.
So would you
Yeah.
prefer to date a Singaporean man or a Korean man?
It's not about the ethnicity. It's about what's inside, guys, and the looks and like the height and like
And the height.
And a lot of
Inside and the looks and the
jokes aside though, like I feel like there are always going to be people who are different, even if like they're Korean, like Singaporean, obviously they won't be like typical or whatever.
No, but
So-
let's say typical, right? In your understanding of the culture, let's say in a strange universe, right? You have to take from a sample size the average of
Wow.
men.
I really don't know. I feel like
Because I just now before the show, we also asked her about how like has she dated a Korean man, and she say no. And do you use dating apps when in Korea? And she say she intentionally don't do
Why?
it, but you do
So-
it in Singapore.
Yeah, so I have tried dating apps in Singapore before. It's very like interesting to see the differences though.
She's single, by the way, guys.
But because in Korea dating apps are seen very, very differently. It's very different.
Dirty, yeah.
Almost
Right.
like there isn't a very good
It's like adult friend finder
image
kind
of it. Like in Singapore, I know so many people who have been on the apps and they get married eventually. Yeah.
Right.
And they're in like really happy, fulfilling relationships. But in Korea, it's people kind of look at you weird if you say like, oh, I'm on the apps.
Oh.
Yeah. Which is
But in Korea, blind dating is not considered weird.
not at all. It's very common. Yeah, it's very, very common. And
We should normalize it here. So
Wow, that was scary.
yeah. A lot of my
Blind
friends'
dating.
parents got
Yeah.
married because they were introduced to people. That's how people meet. Generally in Korea, it's you
Real
meet through
life
like friends,
dating.
yeah.
no, I would think the hit rate is much higher. What?
For blind dates.
Yeah.
Like your friends
Because
set you up, that kind.
Your friends that know you, that vouch for both sides of the character, then you'll come in. Like literally everybody that I set up, I'll be very upfront whether I think it's like you're likely gonna be friends, or like I think it's not got chance. Meaning I do want to a certain extent see y'all get married, like which I feel like is a huge endorsement. As opposed to you go and pick a random catalog from a f***ing app.
I think that's
it's
maybe
seen
like
as-
one of the bigger differences. Like in Singapore, people would use apps more versus in Korea, people would blind date more.
Yeah. In Korea, I'm not sure if it's changed, but last I talked to like friends, it's mostly you use the apps if you want to basically smash,
Right.
It's hard to find like a...
Basically.
I know what they use. So my friend,
What do they use?
So there's this line in like, as in we will use Netflix and chill, right? But then the
Will
Koreans
we?
will use like ramen mogule, means
Yeah.
like you want to eat ramen because you have to
Right.
go to the house to eat ramen.
Right.
Yeah, so that's like our definition of like, you want to come and smash? Yeah.
Has there ever been confusion with that? Like it feels like it's like you want to come out for a cup of coffee, right? Like
Yeah.
after a date or
Yeah,
some shit.
yeah.
That's clearly to bang, lah, right?
Sure.
Wait, is it not? Wait.
I have no dating history.
Also, that's what happened. Ramen, yeah.
But it's pretty much well known by everyone that like if you ask someone, oh, you want to have
So
like
you
ramen at
don't
home?
say that if you're actually inviting someone over to come and eat ramen.
I mean, you can, but you can just clarify afterwards. But usually the idea
Convenience store, convenience store, not home.
not to my house, yeah.
I still want to attack Singaporean men first. No, I want to defend them.
You want to
I want to help them, sorry.
Because you are
All over the
them.
place. Okay, so in your experiences dating Singaporean men, are they romantic?
Yes, like if he went out of his way to suggest a place, you know, like give me like, I don't know, maybe give like 2 options and he went ahead to like book it, and if he takes the initiative to basically plan, then I think that's like a major green flag. Yeah.
Wait, you mean, so setting up that date, you have to be the one to book the place?
No, like you need to call in to make a reservation. Then you're like, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
No, you're saying guys don't usually do that because like, it sounds like the bar is so low.
Maybe I've had like
That's not terrible, man.
No, some guys really they don't. They like
So they
what
ask
you
you on
want.
a date, then after that they say go where?
Yeah, then
No, that makes sense. Right? At least the first 2-3 days they'll be like, I want to bring you to X, no?
no.
I don't know. I
You'll
don't
be
think
shocked.
so.
You will do so well, right, if you're on Tinder.
You know, I just came back from Korea a few months ago, right? Then I look around, I'm expecting Korean men to be very good looking, because in Singapore, all you see are their exports, right? No, the racial distribution is about it, but they all dress better.
Because the weather.
Not the
better.
weather.
Like, you don't see their knees. You know?
People do think that if they go to Korea, they're gonna like, you know, bump into some like oppa like everywhere they go. It's it's a
Okay, so
total myth.
Do you think we can pass as opars?
I don't know.
Are we closer to Oppa or Lampa?
I think I just see.
She'll shit on you.
I just
is what
see,
she
I just
said.
Lah, what?
I actually don't know if like the daddy culture, which is like, it's such a phenomenon in, you know, Singapore and like elsewhere, right? I don't really know if it's that big of a
Okay.
skill in Korea as well.
Is Oppa not bro?
No, bro, it's hyung.
Because only the girl can
bro,
say
it's
to the
hyung.
guy.
Only girl can say.
Only girl can say
You don't
Oppa
go
to a
calling
guy.
men like oppa, okay?
Oh,
you don't
we
go
don't
calling
call
men.
older
I
men.
see,
No,
I
so
see.
like girls call older men one thing, guys call older men one thing, and
Yeah.
girls call older women one
Oh,
thing,
okay,
and
okay,
guys
okay.
call older women a different thing.
Girls call older men Oppa.
Yes.
All the guys, yeah.
Unless
yeah.
too old, then I
Also,
just
it's not
see.
really
just say,
zaddy
yeah.
lah.
No, but oppa
No,
also
it's
means
not.
your boyfriend.
Yeah. But if they're like older,
Oh, yeah,
Fun,
true.
it's
older
like,
than you.
But what if they're younger but they're your boyfriend?
You can't really call them like oppa. That's kind of strange, yeah. So we don't really have like daddy, but we do have this thing. It's not like exactly the same, but we have like aegyo, which is like yeah. So if you're in like a relationship with like your boyfriend and you want to say it in like a way where like it's so obvious that like you're in a relationship, you're like, oppa, 나 이거 사줘 오빠.
I'm so sorry, Korean men.
So it's whining.
I don't know why I want to take away
It's
from
not,
the
but it's not
conversation.
really. It's
No,
not
it's a
really
huge thing
whining.
in Korea. Like,
It is a
people-
huge
What
thing.
do you just
What do you do?
Cute lah,
Bad
cute.
voice, bad voice.
Oh,
But it's not
I'm waiting for you to say the okay. Sounding word, but I never came.
But it's not like a.
She said oppa.
It's not a bad thing, you know, and it's not just like acting cute actually, because you don't have to be young and like a female to
Why,
like
you're
have
like
aegyo.
40 and doing that, I'll f***ing buff, yeah.
Like if you're 40 and a
So
man
if I
doing
do this
that,
to him,
I'll try to support that.
I
also
will
can.
punch you.
You try. I want to see you try.
But not romantic.
I give you 50
But
cents.
you're gonna say hyung, you're gonna say hyung.
Maybe I like it.
Actually, I've seen okay, but this is quite old. I think 2017. Then they did like a report or like some survey, and then it's found that like 7 out of 10 men are abusive partners.
Yeah, it's really bad, and it's
In Korea.
It's so wide.
Oh, dang.
It's just normalized,
which is
and,
shocking
yeah.
to me because like when I think of those like Korean dramas or whatever, it always shows like the boyfriend goes
It's
so
the
out of the way.
It's the exact different, right? You know, stuff actually really becomes different for Korean women once they get married. It's a very drastic change, and it's very interesting because, and quite unfortunate, quite sad actually, because once you get married as a Korean woman, you're basically expected to kind of be your mother-in-law's like.
Slave.
Dog.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Gay.
I think it's a lot. No.
Why is she shouting
I
gay?
will just show you out one
It's
syllable.
dog, right?
Bus.
Gay is dog, right?
Okay. Oh, care. You mean care? I thought you meant like gay, like
You must say with the
Oh, sorry.
care.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why all the Korean drama, right? They only show the dating part. Get together already, then the show end. Because the get together part is where the beating starts.
Interesting.
Yeah,
No,
not
because
happily never after.
Then become crime
Interesting.
thriller.
It is
Yeah,
quite
but
interesting.
perhaps that could then be the trade-off of Korean men and Singaporean men in that sense.
What do you mean?
Better marriage.
Singaporean men too scared to
In
beat
terms
you.
of expectations, right? Because I feel like in Korean culture, there's somewhat of a more conservative culture of which the gender roles that women play are a bit more submissive.
It's more traditional.
Still.
More traditional.
Yeah, and so there's that chase, and then that chase is high effort. So when the chase is over, then
It cools down.
In terms of expectations is not gotten, then the men unable to control their anger, for example, as opposed to if we look at a slight trade-off within Singapore, which is very much pragmatic, and the gender roles are a bit more equal in Singapore.
Do you think you are romantic?
Hey, if you think you are, own it. Okay, don't be embarrassed because we think you are not.
The definition of being
No,
romantic,
not
right?
the definition. Like you think you are.
Like, what's the most romantic thing you do?
He's the bit, right?
He's getting shy.
Being romantic, shit. To me, being romantic is simply expressing your love for somebody, lor.
How do you express that though? Different people have like different ways of expressing it, you know?
Correct. Which is why I want to get down to the bottom of how
Okay.
should you express it to the point where your partner or whoever is the recipient feels like, wow, that's so romantic, right? For some people, it's just buying them gifts, buy flower or whatever. For some people, it's like a grand gesture. For some people, it's the little things, right? Like you say, the water on the shoulder, right?
I feel like for me, it's when they make something for me.
Like
It's
handmade, lah.
Yeah, handmade. It's like a letter or like a drawing or like a song or something like that. Or when they, I don't know, it's like when they do stuff for me, when they book something in advance or when they think ahead and they're like, oh, you know, I
What
did
if they
this.
have a secretary and then they think ahead? So they get their secretary to...
Oh,
But they still came up with the
Thank you.
idea. Did they come up with the idea?
Until the
Then,
secretary
yeah,
learns
okay.
the
Yeah.
ropes lah.
Yeah.
They, oh.
Right? So it's like I got dinner with my wife on Saturday, then that person will start booking and planning and choosing.
No, it has to come from you,
But
then it's
why?
counted.
Because... you
What
know,
if they're like a super rich like billionaire and they're like super
or like,
no,
not
actually,
super
no.
rich, just like
No.
a
That's not an
businessman.
excuse. You know what? That's not an
Exactly.
excuse. That's not an
No,
excuse.
but he thought of you, what?
Yeah, I
Before
think it's the
booking,
thought.
even though
Ooh.
maybe he asked someone else to book.
Yeah.
But it's because he said, okay, I want to bring her out, so okay, he can't be booked.
Is that romantic?
I would think it's still romantic lah, because he thought of me ma.
Okay, until
Thought.
right? Then it's like he doesn't even plan out dates, you know, his secretary makes all the bookings.
But he had the thought though.
Yeah, it's where did it originate? If the thought originated from the secretary, then it's not romantic. In fact, it's neglectful.
What if the order to the secretary is every Friday night I'll have a date with my wife? Can you make sure you make a reservation?
No, but when the secretary says something, is he like surprised? Like, oh, I have a date today.
No, he knows it's Friday.
Then okay.
Oh, then okay what? He make
Yeah.
time every Friday to bring you
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Then that's
So that's
romantic.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, what is the last romantic gesture or romantic thing you did for your wife?
Wow, it's too little. Eh.
No, man.
No, don't
still-
discount yourself.
It's like hearing her cough and then you go and get water.
That is romantic.
That's a big thing though, I feel like.
But she
Yeah.
never asked like yourself go.
Yeah lah.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
You are a romantic
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Plus point.
I feel like in our Singapore subculture, right, it's not encouraged to be. You have to learn to be romantic as an adult. Because from your young to teenage years, right, if you're romantic, people laugh at you.
Huh? Who?
Huh?
Who?
Like, do you not go through that?
No, like classmates, oh.
I literally, like, for example, just now
Like
I
tease lah,
commented
tease.
that I like your lip tint, right? Like I like that your lips glossy. It looks really nice on you when your lips are glossy. But immediately, you say something to make fun. You know what I mean? It's like,
But because we're teasing you.
yeah, but it's in that form. It's in the form of teasing you to the point whereby then I have to tell myself, oh, did I cross the line? Maybe I should not compliment on my female colleague's face.
Wait, so sorry. So the compliments was a effort of romance.
No, but it's like to me, right? So the way I see it,
No,
right,
just give
is
me an
that
example.
there are things that you can do for free, which is like complimenting people or like just opening the doors for people or whatnot, and those things gets you teased when you are young. At least in my generation, when I was young, when you open door for a girl, immediately it's like a
You like her.
you like her. Yeah, don't try so hard. You know what I mean? So like now I must be damn sure I like her. Everybody must know. Then I open the door. But by then I'm like 28 years old without these habits already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does not reward the nurturing of this.
Right.
I feel like I do have the advantage of growing up with family like more girls than guys.
Wow. Okay, because I'm really thinking of this question, right? I'm totally not romantic. Like, I don't put in the effort to be.
Shocker.
Because I've been the recipient of it before. But the only time I can remember really being romantic, right, was the first date I had with some random girl, super long, like in poly kind, right? And all I remember was that I tried to figure out like what is something that she really like, and it happened to be like this chocolate thing lah. So then I purposely go out of my way to go and get it for her just for the first date as a surprise. But then I was late. But then I made up for it because she was super happy when I presented it. Like that to me is like the most effort. Yeah.
But it isn't always effort, I feel. Sometimes it's attentiveness, sometimes it's listening. But it's very hard. You cannot. Okay, I believe this. Maybe you cannot be a romantic person. You can only create romantic gestures because they change. You imagine every time Pat calls, I get her a drink, right? At some point when she cough and I never get her a drink, right? She'll just be like, you know?
Yeah, because entitled.
Or it's just, every night before he comes into the room, because Pat and I drink his supplement day and night, right? So usually she goes to the room first, then I will just make it for her. Then sometimes she make for me if she go back to the room first.
I think that's a really good way of like.
But after a while, it becomes nothing, you see. So it's like, it keeps stacking. So now every night I need to make a drink. Plus, I need to, get ready her towel before she shower.
But that's how your relationship is not stagnant. Right?
But you become a server, eh?
No. Not with that attitude.
Not with that attitude.
No, man.
But to a certain extent, yes, because once you reach the server, server stage already,
server level.
Then nothing you do is actually that romantic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to then think back. Actually, like when they lose you already, right? Then they start thinking, actually, he is very... What? No one counts the actually. Too late already when you fucking actually.
That's a pretty interesting way of thinking about it, actually. It kind of places less like pressure on the person to, have to be romantic as well. If you think of it as rather like, you could just do a few more like romantic gestures, instead of being like, you're not romantic.
No, I feel like I experienced the same kind of problem also because I don't know how to be romantic, right? Then for some reason, girl very good at do all this type of pattern thing, right? So suddenly make thing for you, randomly buy something. They will remember some weird obscure thing that you just blurt out of your mouth while you playing game. Then they, I remember you like this. Then they go and buy for you. They're like, wow, that's so nice.
Then?
Thank you. Then I move on. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
No, but do you feel like, wow, romantic?
No, but the thing is that I'm also not the kind of person to, like all the little things you say, I will do. But I don't count them as romantic gestures. To me, it's just, you're somebody I like and care for. I'm going to be as nice to you as I can possibly be. And then I'll do nice things and all that lah. But it doesn't register as romantic, you see.
Yeah, but it's not something you would do for a friend lah.
If we are that close and I care, I would.
Then what makes her special?
That's sad. I don't know. I really don't know.
So earlier you talked about what romantic is like. For one example you gave is the guy that planned ahead, for example, when he makes the reservations or he gives you 2 options to choose from and stuff like that, especially on your first few dates, right?
Or you remember small details, what stuff I like,
Then, so how do you show romance back? Or is the female hierarchy to be romanced?
For me, I like doing things.
So you don't like
people.
equality?
You mean quality time?
Sorry, our relationship is like that,
you mean quality time? What do you mean?
You don't like equality. So how then, what is the female equivalent of being romantic on a pre-date?
We dress up.
Walao eh.
I feel like,
Just kidding.
yeah, I mean like, but no, that is
No,
true
but
though.
I'll
That
put
is
in
true.
effort to
Yeah,
look nice.
yeah. Hey, it's not easy. I feel like women spend a lot of time getting ready and like, all this
No,
makeup
but y'all
and
cannot
stuff.
tell, right? Despite us looking like that, we did put time and effort. It's just that this is what we
You
can
need to try
do lah.
harder.
No, he puts
You
on
speak for
effort.
yourself. You speak for yourself.
You see, he wears shirt all nowadays.
You can't be wear one shirt.
Because he start dating
He wore
and
his
he all wear shirt.
and a thong.
Wait, don't touch.
I think like for me, I would try to be very present when they're speaking and try to be very proactive when we're having like a conversation.
Yeah,
But that's what the guy should do during the day also, what? Isn't it?
Yeah,
So
but
why
it's
does the
very
guy need to do more?
Do more.
Like,
Whoa.
okay,
what do
when you
mean?
first started dating your current partner, right? What at the beginning, like did he do any particular thing that was romantic? And then inversely also, did you do anything to like, I like you. Is this sweet?
Okay, I think my current partner is more romantic than me. So like, I think the
You mean
fifth day.
my fiance?
my fiance, yeah.
My current partner.
It's current partner, what? Anyway, the 5th date, I already tell him like I do like flowers. It's just that I damn paiseh. I don't like to hold the flower and go out because I think like everybody will look at
And
me.
it's sorting.
Yeah. So he told me casually like, I do like to make flowers. So then I like, oh cool. So like before he picked me on our date the next day, right? He said, okay, I'll pick you up at 2 o'clock. Then I said, okay. Then he said, I'm walking over to fetch you from my door. Then I was like, oh, okay. But he said, okay, but you watch this video first. Then I was like, how do I watch this video? Then when I play the video, right, it was like he was making the flowers the whole morning, like.
Sorry, how to make a flower?
No,
So
he
he
makes the
bought
bouquet.
flowers and then he
buy,
makes-
then he will.
He arranging the flowers.
It's a video of him like arranging the flowers and like time lapse with like this Korean, those like
Music.
the F4, the Korean drama.
Almost there.
No, that kind of music with him like really like putting effort like making the flowers, like he really like concentrate and make the flowers.
Okay, cut.
No, by the time the video end right, then suddenly I hear the knock on my door. Then
Oh, he
come
timed
in,
it so
it's
soon.
the,
Yeah,
he
it's
did.
the bouquet.
That's
Right.
impressive.
He's probably outside your door already. Then
No,
he
then
said,
he
you watch
like
this
that.
first. Then we see blue tick, you press play together.
No, maybe
Sting
I
his ear there to
don't
hear
know.
the song play finish.
No, but I just think very cute because I like when a guy put effort. Like he could have just bought the flowers or
Yeah.
like he just made and like tada
Yeah.
or whatever. But he like export a video, he film, he export, then he send me, then time it correctly, right? So that I will watch the video and then receive the flowers. Then he was nice enough to know that I don't like to go out in public. Like he could have give me at the MRT, but he make sure he give me at home so I can put at home and then we go out together.
Right.
Yeah,
I like the
it's
second part.
Sense.
I like the
Yeah,
second
he's
part.
got sense.
Yeah, yeah,
This is a man that has
Sense is
sense.
Yeah, then I was like, so sweet.
Well done, well done.
But is he ugly though?
Doesn't matter.
If he ugly,
Oh.
would the same thing be
lah.
like? Then
No, I
I
thought-
tell him I like flowers or what the next day you show I flowers. He didn't just give me the flowers like a normal person. He first had to
wait.
video himself so I know that it's his own self make one. What a
It's
on their fifth day.
Yeah, you
Oh, I
already
see, I see.
know we like
okay.
each
I'm
other
just
bit
exploring
mah.
all.
Yeah, John don't like ugly people.
No, because I'm.
We're not about this later. We got the third episode on
So
it.
then, inversely, right? What do you do? Like, how do
What do you
women
think
be
is something romantic you have done for him?
I'm
Because
not
so far,
very
what
romantic
y'all have said,
lah.
right, is that I'll be attentive, I'll listen, and all that, which is also the same expectation on men, okay? But so
Of
far,
human beings lah.
Yeah.
Like during his birthday, right, I planned like a 3-day staycation of full of things that he likes to do.
Oh.
So I booked the
That's
tickets, I booked the hotel, I choose all the restaurant. I make sure all is his favorite places or what he want to do and eat and watch.
That's extremely
Yeah.
romantic.
And then I also know like he always like to take picture, but nobody take picture of him. So I go Orchard because we at Orchard there, right? Then I make sure I take some nice photos of him instead. Because it's his day.
Green flags.
That last part to me was the key romantic moment.
I put as my wallpaper, like help him edit to make like can put as wallpaper.
That's very thoughtful.
Yeah, but that's quite cute.
Yeah.
That's quite cute.
That's cute. I like that.
Are you writing those or not?
Huh?
You
It's
doing
for
this?
woman to do for guy, right? Then you all go and do ah.
What do you think is the most romantic thing a girl do for you?
I think it was a birthday, and then so like she planned everything, but then on top of that, right, she gave me fight the whole thing. Then so it's like if she bought me a present, it wouldn't just be giving it to me. It's a hunt, like clue after clue, find the next clue
that's
until you
really
find the
a lot of
present, that kind of
effort.
thing. Yeah, like super a lot of effort.
But
then
super fun.
you think that's the price, right? Then it's actually a clue to another prize.
Right.
Not price, sorry. Gift.
But tiring or not?
Bro, like after the second
Bro.
prize, after the second present, right, I'm crying.
This like World War II.
Is it the gift super good? Was the gift very good?
It's very personal, very meaningful. Or since you have been in relationships for quite a while, so like, has romance changed over the course of the relationship? Like, is it like less now? A lot less?
Or is it different?
Yeah,
different
because it always feels to me like, oh, you do birthday, right? Then the next birthday need to one up.
Well, I thought about romance and then I a bit odd.
You sweating?
Why?
Why?
I very paiseh when I see the story.
It's very wholesome.
Sheesh, romance is so great.
No, I very paiseh
That's
when I
what
thought
romance
about
does
what
to
I
a
do.
woman.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm in a sauna.
She's like blushing.
Okay, so something that was quite, that was really thoughtful of my partner, I felt that was because I like to plan big things, but it's like for myself, like I think I'm happy to see her happy.
Yeah.
Then, so like, but she also knows that it means that usually for birthday, this kind, I spend like quite a bit one. Then she say, like nearing the birthday, she know I'm planning something because like suddenly she cannot see my phone, all this kind of stuff. Then she say, oh, I hope you don't feel like you need to plan something bigger and bigger every single time. But she just wants to remind me, even though I didn't feel that way. But I thought that was very nice of her.
Yeah. Okay, I have this theory, right, that I feel like many people's idea of romance, right, is stuck at that boy chasing / girl chasing romantic puberty age. Of which what was different from back then, or what your friends had that you don't have, and then that's their idea of romantic, and more or less it gets stuck there.
What do you mean? Like,
But then how is it supposed to evolve? What is it supposed to evolve to?
I don't think it evolves. That's the thing. So for example, right, I feel like at a certain age, right, especially when you're younger, no budget, right, you tend to make things lah. Like last time I make dream catcher
Yes.
for pet, or because one fucking dream
Yes.
catcher $40 now, right? So I make, you go YouTube video, then you go to Spotlight, then you spend like $12, you make a huge ass thing. But that in its time was semi-romantic. Semi-romantic. Because to a certain extent, it's not as romantic. Remember your other age at 16, right? It's not as romantic as your other girlfriend, right? That the boyfriend bought them like a Chanel bag. It's like, like
It's the hard eyes.
Is it you want a Chanel bag?
no. So I feel like many people's idea of what is romantic is stuck at the adolescent age of which you are chasing love and boys chasing you. Then in school because at any one time you maybe like 3% and 3% like you at any one time, especially for a girl.
But I wonder whether, right, because I was also thinking about it because Jumper and I were talking about how I feel like I was a lot more romantic before we like officially got into a relationship. But I feel like what is the difference, right, might have been because we started saying I love you. So then it feels to me maybe subconsciously or what, that I don't need to go out of my way or do certain gestures, right, to try to show her that, hey, I want you to know that I love you, because now I can say it. So instead of doing that, I channel to saying instead, but then that might feel like the effort drop.
I feel like there are lots of different ways to say like, I love you. Yeah.
It makes sense. I don't think so. I feel like it's a convenient excuse to hide behind the fact that we are complacent.
Damn it.
Oh,
No, but I constantly think about it though. Like, am I...
No, but I feel like this is really like different for different people as well. Like some people like there are lots of like different ways to show that you love someone. Like someone needs to some people need to hear it directly. Like they need to hear like I love you, and you're so special to me. Whereas some people they feel like very cared for if they receive like a gift.
Yeah, so I do think like the romantic gesture has shifted because back then to me it's like, oh, if I buy her this gift, then it shows her, oh, I'm thinking of her, so therefore that is romantic. But then eventually as we get to know each other more and then I learn how she prefers to be loved. So doing those things instead for her, like instead of just me buying gifts, like it's acts of service or what, right? Then that has now become what romance is in the relationship.
Right.
If we take a more cynical view on that, right?
Yeah.
What if it is that you simply have nothing that you no longer want to earn from this? Like there's nothing you want from this.
But I have to keep the relationship.
But you not
I'll
buying
give
the
it to you
gift
when I
keeps
get
the
married.
relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
You not buying the gift still keeps the relationship. But there's nothing more to gain. What
No, but
if
me
it's
not
that-
buying the gifts over an extended period of time might make her feel less loved.
Correct.
Then that affect the relationship.
Then you get to the point whereby she feels less loved, she show it to you. Now it compels you to buy a gift because now there is something that is to gain.
then the
again.
relationship is fixed.
Yeah. And it's not like you don't get her any gifts, right? It's not like you don't get her any gifts at all, right?
No, but it's
Because
as in-
you don't chase what.
But she
you
doesn't
have
say,
what.
but I just constantly think of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's how relationships go though. It's like
But I do think like there will be a lull period where like how to say, like you almost feel like, oh, I do a lot already, then now I need to rest.
interesting.
Usually it's tied to your bank accounts, right? Like, oh,
Start of the month, extra romantic.
real.
Then I plan all the dates only on the first day of the month.
Okay, so thanks for watching, and if you love to see more lovey-dovey stuff, you can head over to John and Pat's new
Cross.
channel.
And see how Pat proposed to me.
Pat proposed to you.
Why are Singaporean men so much more handsome than Korean men? Just keep pushing me.
This is your daily
Why
catch-up.
do Singaporean men dress better than Korean men?
True.
Why do Singaporean men speak better Korean than Korean men?
So true, facts.
Why are Singaporean men more born in Korea than Korean men?
It's true. It's true. Statistically, right, according to the United Nations, there are more Singaporeans born in Korea than Koreans.
Born in Korea.
Yeah, there is.
So annoying.
7 out of 10 Koreans that are born in Korea
Singaporean.